Junie B. Jones and a Little Monkey Business, written by Barbara Park and read to you by me, Mrs. Elkins. Hello, All Stars. It's me, Mrs. Elkins. I am back this week with another Junie B. Jones book, Junie B. Jones and a Little Monkey Business. I love Junie B because she is so silly. And once again, this is an AR book. It's a level 2.9. And since it only has 9 chapters and the chapters are short, I can read half to you this week and half next week. I hope you like it. Let's get started. Chapter 1, Surprise. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B and that's all. B stands for something else, too. B stands for B-A-B-Y. I'm only in kindergarten, but I already know how to spell B-A-B-Y. That's because my mother told me that she's going to have one of those things. She and Daddy told me about it at dinner one night. It was the night we had stewed tomatoes, which I hate very much. Daddy and I have a surprise for you, Junie B, said Mother. And so then I got very happy inside because maybe I didn't have to eat my stewy, pewy tomatoes. And also sometimes a surprise means a present, and presents are my very favorite things in the whole world. I bounced up and down in my chair. What is it? Is it all wrapped up? I don't see it, I said, very excited. And then I looked under the table because maybe the surprise was hiding down there with a red ribbon on top of it. Mother and Daddy smiled at each other. Then Mother held my hand. Junie B, how would you like to have a little baby brother or sister, she said. I made my shoulders go up and down. I don't know, maybe, I told her. Then I looked under my chair. Guess what? I said. I can't find that silly willy present anywhere. Mother made me sit up. Then she and my daddy said more stuff about a baby. The baby will be yours too, Junie B, Daddy said. Just think, you'll have your very own little brother or sister to play with. Won't that be fun? I did my shoulders up and down again. I don't know, maybe, I said. Then I got down from my chair and ran into the living room. Bad news, fellas, I hollered very loud. The present isn't in this dumb bunny room either. Mother and Daddy came into the living room. They didn't look that smiley anymore. Daddy took a deep breath. There is no present, Junie B, he said. We never said we had a present. We said we had a surprise, remember? Then Mother sat down next to me. The surprise is that I'm going to have a baby, Junie B. In a few months, you're going to have a little baby brother or sister. Do you get what I'm saying yet? Just then I folded my arms and made a grumpy face, 'cause all of a sudden I got it, that's why. You didn't get me a darned thing, did you? I said very growly. Mother looked angry at me. I give up, she said. Then she went back into the kitchen. Daddy said that I owed her apology. Apology is when I have to say the words I'm sorry. Yes, but she owes me apology too, I said, because a baby isn't a very good surprise. I made a wrinkly nose. Babies smell like PU, I explained. I smelled one at my friend Grace's house. It had some spit up on its front. And so I held my nose and hollered, PU, what a stink bomb! And then that Grace made me go home. After I finished my story, Daddy went into the kitchen to talk to Mother. Then Mother called me in there, and she said if the baby smells like a stink bomb, she will buy me my very own air freshener, and I can spray the can all by myself. Except not on the PU baby. I would like the one that smells as fresh as a Carolina pine forest, I said. Then me and Mother hugged, and I sat back down at the table, and I finished eating my dinner. Except not my stewy, pewy tomatoes. And so guess what? No dessert. That's what. Chapter 2, The Dumb Baby's Room. Mother and Daddy fixed up a room for the new baby. It's called a nursery. Except, I don't know why, because a baby isn't a nurse, of course. The baby's room used to be the guest room. That's where all our guests used to sleep. Only we never had much guests. And so now if we get some, they'll have to sleep on a table or something. The baby's room has new stuff in it. That's because Mother and Daddy went shopping at the new baby stuff store. They bought a new baby dresser with green and yellow knobs on it, and a new baby lamp with a giraffe on the lampshade, and also a new rocking chair for when the baby cries and you can't shut it up. And there's a new baby crib, too. A crib is a bed with bars on the side of it. It's kind of like a cage at the zoo. Except with a crib, you can put your hand through the bars and the baby won't pull you in and kill you. And guess what else is in the nursery? Wallpaper, that's what. The jungle kind, with pictures of elephants and lions and a big fat hippopotamus something. And there's monkeys, too, which are my most favorite jungle guys in the whole world. Mother and Daddy pasted on the wallpaper together. Me and my dog Tickle were watching them. This wallpaper looks very cute in here, I told them. I would like some of it in my room, too, I think, okay? I said. Can I? We'll see, said Daddy. We'll see is another word for no. Yeah, only that's not fair, I said, 'cause the baby gets all the new junk and I have all the old junk. Poor Junie B, said Mother, very teasing. Then she bended down and tried to hug me. Only she couldn't do it that very good because of her big fat stomach, which is where the stupid baby is. I don't think I'm going to like this baby, I said. Mother stopped hugging me. Don't say that, Junie B. Of course you will, she said. Of course I won't, I talked back, because it won't even let me hug you very good, and anyway, I don't even know its stupid dumb name. And then Mother sat down in the rocking chair, and she tried to put me on her lap, only I wouldn't fit, so she just holded my hand. That's because Daddy and I haven't picked out a name for the baby yet, she explained. We want a name that's a little bit different, you know? Something cute, like Junie B. Jones. A name that people will remember. And so I thought very hard, and then I clapped my hands together real loud. Hey, I know one, I said, very excited. It's the cafeteria lady at my school, and her name is Mrs. Gutsman. Mother frowned a little bit, and so maybe she didn't hear me, I think. Mrs. Gutsman, I hollered. That's a cute name, don't you think? And I remembered it too, even after I only heard it one time. Mrs. Gutsman sticked right in my head. Mother took a big breath. Yes, honey, but I'm not sure that Mrs. Gutsman is a good name for a tiny baby. And so then I scrunched my face up, and I thought all over again. How about Teeny? I said. Teeny would be good. Mother smiled. Well, Teeny might be cute while the baby was little, but what would we call him when he grows up? Big Teeny, I called out, very happy. Then Mother said, we'll see, which means no Big Teeny. After that, I didn't feel so happy anymore. When did this dumb bunny baby get in here anyway, I said. Mother frowned again. The baby is not a dumb bunny, Junie B, she said, and it will be here very soon, so I think you'd better start getting used to the idea. Then her and Daddy began pasting wallpaper again. And so I opened the new baby dresser with the green and yellow knobs, and I looked at the new baby clothes. The baby pajamas were very wincy, and the baby socks wouldn't even fit on my big piggy toe. I'm going to be the boss of this baby, I said to Tickle, 'cause I'm the biggest, that's why. Daddy snapped his fingers at me. That's enough of that talk, Missy, he said. Missy's my name when I'm in trouble. After that, him and Mother went to the kitchen to get some more paste, and so I looked down the hall to make sure he was gone. Yeah, only I'm still gonna be the boss of it, I whispered. Ha ha, so there. Chapter 3, A Very Wonderful Thing. Yesterday a very wonderful thing happened, and it's called I had pie for dinner. Just pie, and that's all. That's because my mother went to the hospital to have the baby, and Daddy and Grandma Miller went with her. And so me and my grandpa got to stay at his house, all by ourselves, and no one even babysitted us. And guess what? Grandpa smoked a real live cigar right inside the house, and Grandma didn't yell, "Go outside with that thing, Frank." that, my grandpa gave me a piggyback ride, and he let me put on Grandma Miller's new hat with the long brown feather. And also I got to walk in her red high heels. Only that I fell down in the kitchen, and so I quick took them off. Hey, I could crack my head open in these dumb things, I said very loud. After that, I opened up the refrigerator, 'cause I was hungry from playing, that's why. Hey, guess what? There's a big fat lemon pie in here, Frank, I hollered. And so then Grandpa Miller got down 2 plates, and then me and him ate the big fat lemon pie for our dinner. Just pie, and that's all. And we're not even going to get in trouble, 'cause we're going to tell Grandma that her cat ate it. And here's another funny thing. I got to sleep in Grandpa Miller's guest room. First, I put on my PJs with the feet in them. And then when my grandpa watched me brush my new front tooth, he tucked me into the big guest bed. Sweet dreams, Junie B, he said. Except for then I got a little bit scared in me. Only guess what, Grandpa, I said. It's very dark in this big room, and so there might be hidey things in here. Grandpa looked all around the room and also in the closet. Nope, no hidey things in here, he said. After that, he left on the hall light for me, so my imagination didn't run wild. Except I didn't sleep that good, 'cause there was a drooly guy with claws under my bed, I think. And so this morning, my eyes felt very sagging. Only then, I sniffed something that woke them right up, and its name was Delicious Waffles. Grandpa Miller cooked them for me, and he let me pour my own syrup, and he didn't yell, whoa, whoa, whoa. After that, me and him played until it was time for kindergarten. Except before I left, the funniest thing of all happened. My Grandma Miller came home, and she said that Mother had a baby, and it was the boy kind. Then me and her and my grandpa all did a big giant hug. And Grandma Miller picked me up, and she swinged me in the air. You're just going to love him, Junie B, she said. Your new brother is the cutest little monkey I've ever seen. Then my eyes got very wide. He is, really? I said. Grandma Miller put me down. Then she started talking to my grandpa. Wait till you see him, Frank, she said. He's got the longest little fingers and toes. I tugged on her dress. How long, Grandma? I said. Longer than mine? But Grandma just kept on talking. And his hair, Frank, my word, he's got oodles and oodles of thick black hair. I pulled on Grandma's arm. How come, Grandma? How come he's got hair? I asked. I thought little babies were supposed to be baldies. But still, my Grandma didn't answer me. And he's big, Frank, too. He's much bigger than any of the other babies in the hospital. And you should feel how tightly he grabs onto your finger when you... Just then I stamped my foot very hard. Hey, I want some answers down here, Helen. He's my baby, too, you know. Grandma Miller frowned at me because I'm not supposed to call her Helen, I think. Sorry, I said kind of quiet. Then Grandma Miller bended down next to me, so I didn't have to yell anymore. Are you telling me the truth, Grandma? I said. Is my brother really the cutest little monkey you ever saw? For really and honest and truly? And then my grandma hugged me tight. Yes, little girl, she whispered in my ear, for really and honest and truly. After that, she picked me up again, and me and her twirled around the kitchen. Chapter 4, Hoppy and Russell. My room at kindergarten is named Room 9. I have 2 bestest friends in that place. One of them has the name of Lucille. Lucille sits right exactly next to me, and she has a red chair and also little red fingernails, which are very glossy. My other bestest friend is named Grace. Me and that Grace sit together on the school bus, except for not today we didn't, because today Grandpa Miller drove me. Then he walked to Room 9 with me, and he waved at my teacher. Her name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. When I first walked into my room, Lucille was looking at that Grace's brand new shoes, and their name was Pink High Tops. Hey, Grace, those new shoes look very beautiful on you, I said. But that dumb Grace didn't even say thank you to me. Grace is angry at you, said Lucille. She said that she rode the bus today and you weren't even there to save her a seat, and so she had to sit next to an icky kid, right, Grace? Grace bobbed her head up and down. Yeah, only I couldn't help it, Grace, I said. That's because I stayed at my Grandpa Miller's all night, and there's no bus at that place, and so he had to drive me here today. Then I tried to hold that Grace's hand, only she quick pulled it away. That's not very nice of you, Grace, I said, and so guess what? I'm not going to tell you my special secret. That's when Grace called me a poopy head. Lucille held my hand. I don't think you're a poopy head, Junie B, she said, and so you can tell me your special secret, and I won't tell anybody, not even that Grace. That's when Grace kicked Lucille in the leg. So Lucille pushed her down, and Mrs. had to come pull them off each other. I raised my hand very polite. I wasn't involved, I said to Mrs. After that, we had to sit down and do some work. It was called printing our numbers. Only I couldn't do mine that good because Lucille kept on talking to me, that's why. Come on, Junie B, she said in her whispering voice. Tell me your special secret. I won't tell, I promise. Yeah, only I can't, Lucille, I said, 'cause no talking to your neighbor, remember? And then Mrs. snapped her fingers at me. See, Lucille, I told you no talking to your neighbor, I hollered. Now I got snapped at. Just then a boy named Jim said shush to me. Shush yourself, you big fat Jim, I said back. After that, Mrs. stood next to me till I finished my work. Then I got all done and she collected it. That made me happy inside. Because guess what comes after work? Something fun, that's what. And its name is show and tell. Mrs. stood next to her desk. Who has something interesting to share with the class today? She said. Then my heart got very pumpy because I had the most special secret in the whole wide world. I raised my hand high in the air. Ooh, ooh, I hollered real loud. Me, me, me. Mrs. shook her head at me because I'm not supposed to go ooh, ooh, me, me, me. She called on William. He is a crybaby boy in my class. I can beat him up, I think. William, said Mrs., since you raised your hand so politely, you may go first. And so then William carried a paper bag to the front of the room. He took out a jar of 2 dead crickets. Except for William didn't know they were dead. He just thought they were sleeping. Jump, Hoppy. Jump, Russell, said William. Then he tapped on the glass. Hey, wake up in there, he said. After that, William started shaking the jar all over the place, and he wouldn't stop. Wake up, I said, he shouted. Then Hoppy and Russell started falling all apart, and Mrs. had to take the jar away. That's when William started to cry, and he had to go to the nurse's office to lie down. And so when I raised my hand way high in the air, because guess what? My show and tell was way better than 2 dead crickets. Chapter 5, Monkey Business. Mrs. called my name. Junie B, would you like to go next? She asked. Then I jumped right up and I ran speedy fast to the front of the room. Guess what? I said very excited. Last night my mother had a baby and it's the boy kind. Mrs. clapped her hands. Junie B. Jones has a new little brother, everyone, she said. Isn't that wonderful? And then all of room 9 clapped too. Yes, only you haven't heard the bestest part yet, I said very loud, because guess what else? He's a monkey! That's what else. My new brother is a real, alive baby monkey. Mrs. got a funny look on her face, and she squinted her eyes very tiny, and so maybe I think she didn't hear me or something, I think. I said I've got a monkey brother, I shouted real louder. Then that mean Jim jumped right up from his desk, and he hollered, Liar, liar, pants on fire. No, they are not on fire, you big fat Jim, I said back. I do too have a monkey brother. You can ask my Grandma Miller if you don't believe me. Mrs. raised her eyebrows way high on her head. Your grandmother told you that your brother is a monkey? She asked me. Yes, I said. She told me he has long fingers and long toes and lots of black fur all over himself. After that, Mrs. kept on looking and looking at me. Then she said it was time for me to sit down. Yeah, only I'm not done telling the children about my monkey brother yet, I explained. 'Cause guess what else? His wallpaper has pictures of his jungle friends on it, and his bed has bars on the side. But I'm going to teach him not to bite or kill people. Then this boy named Ricardo, who has cute freckles on his face, said, Monkeys are cool, he said to me. I know they are cool, Ricardo, I said. And guess what else? Maybe I can bring him to school on pet day. And then Ricardo smiled at me. And so he might be my boyfriend, I think. Except for there's a boy in room 8 who already loves me. Just then, Mrs. stood up and pointed at me. That's enough, Junie B., she said. I want you to sit down now. You and I will talk about this monkey business later. And so that made me giggle because monkey business is a funny word, I think. And then I waved goodbye to my new boyfriend, Ricardo, and I skipped back to my seat. Well, boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed the first 5 chapters of Junie B. Jones and a Little Monkey Business. I cannot wait to finish the book next week, and I cannot wait to hear what you think of it. If you would still like to hear some stories, I've left a link below and you can pick out stories on your own. If not, take a quick break, stretch your body real good, and have a great day learning. Bye.